welcome back. You're probably wondering, why the hell am I up here? Well, today we're going to do a little bit of tips and tricks kind of video. Just things, well, actually stories, tips and tricks. Just a couple of things you can do to save yourself a bit of trouble, because you can get into a lot of trouble on the old Wurm. So basically we'll start her off. Okay, we're up here, and hindsight is a bitch, of course. Daz and our friend Olim has come down to the area from up on the island, and he started his deed. And Daz was taking him up to the top of the ridge where he was going to put his deed, and Daz was looking to look over to where it was, because the place is basically up the ridge from our deed. And he looked over the edge, or even on the steep part of the hill up the top here, and he slipped. Yep, he slipped, and Daz visited the cliffside. There he is there, corpse of Daz. And we're not here to ridicule or mock, we're just here to for example of what you could do to stop these little things perhaps happening. For one, when you're out and about, and especially on places like the hilly, like here, these extreme hills, always ride your horse or your cart, because you can't fall off cliffs. And the other advantage with that is that you get the height advantage when you're killing things, so that's pretty awesome. And this will stop you from falling off cliffs. But there are ways. You think, oh, I've fallen off a cliff, I'm screwed, I can never get up there. Basically, you make one of these ladders. As long as the bottom side of it is, a 20 slope, you're pretty good to just climb up. Hopefully climbing skills pretty good, and you can climb up all the way up the top and do whatever, which is just fantastic. Thing is, your climbing skill needs to be good, because if you miscalculate and decide to do 3 ladder rungs at a time, like 3 tiles, and you run out of stamina, you go plummeting to the ground, and that's not fun. But at least you'll have a ladder to get back up again. So yeah, you make your ladder up, and these fences go up pretty damn quick. I think they have 2 nails, 2 shafts, and 2 planks, I think it is. And then you go up the side of your mountain. From where I'm from, the island, it's flat. My climbing skill was not fantastic, so I'm working on it. Do the daily jog out, climb a hill. I'm now at climbing perhaps 11. I started at climbing 5 or something, so and it's handy, because especially when you want to try to find rock face that you want to prospect and perhaps mine, you're going to need some climbing skill, and hold you up there a bit longer. So yeah, that's a little story. I have another little story, and I've seen it on the forums a couple of times. It's to do with servers going down within 10 minutes, and you're out traveling, and you're like, what about my horse? Where's it going to be? Oh dear. So basically, things you can do to counteract that is carry some taming food, like perhaps you can do it with grass, you can do it with seeds, you can do it with like wheat. If you have wheat, that's good, because it actually works a bit better, I think, if I do recall correctly. And yeah, so you tame your horse, so he logs out with you, which is pretty cool. The other thing you can do, which is kind of safe too, is make sure you have a saddle. Saddle means that if you do get caught at server logout, server downtime, whatever, your horse will sit right where you are. He won't move because the saddle stops it from moving, which is pretty good. Because basically, back to the story, Olim and I decided to head down to the coast to get some clay and have a look around, show him the way down there. And on the way back, it said 10 minutes to go. Not much of a warning when you're on a long way out. So we rode as fast as we can. I dropped my clay, and then I went back and got it later. And we ran out of time. And luckily, the server went down for like 20 minutes, half an hour, and his horse didn't wander. Because horses wandering can climb the hills, and you will have fun getting it back. And then if you tried to get it back and made a ladder, it would just perhaps move, and yeah, not fun. So yeah, also in your travels, always good to make sure you have extra water. So take a water skin or whatever. A water skin or a pottery flask, or I know some people even carry small barrels. A bit heavy, but I guess that's okay if you're on your horse. So yeah, fill it up with water. Also, problem with going travelling is the animals that you face. Olim got a bad hit from a hellhound last night, and he got knocked down. It was like a 38 wound or something. So it was bleeding. He was starting to bleed out. It was moving rather slow. But luckily, he and I both had healing covers. So do a bit of alchemy, mix up some healing covers. They range from potency of 1 to 5. Different things at different potencies. So if you get a 5 and a 4, you can get a potency of 5 4 is 20. So say, and a 20 plus can heal pretty high stuff. So yeah, like even a bad wound perhaps is you need at least a 6 plus, I think it is, to stop that wound bleeding, and then for it to start healing again. With that, you might have a healing cover that's good enough to stop the bleeding, but won't heal you. So yeah, so kill those animals, get those animal parts and stuff like that, eyes, teeth, blah blah blah, and then there's things like herbs and stuff to mix together. But look up on the forums and under healing covers, and it has a whole list of how it all works, which is fantastic. I might even put a link in the description. And the other, just a small tip, we're just going to do a couple of tips and that's it, is because you may need to tame your animal to log off with him logging out as well. Take off your weapon, especially if it's a weapon that hits really hard, like my large maul. It's like 80 plus QL. Thanks to Zuckerman for imping that. Yeah, because basically this is another story. I had my large mauler once on my first prize horse, which I got from Smiling Cat, who sells horses on the east coast there. And I accidentally hit him, and I left and didn't check his wounds. And so this whole tips and tricks is coming full circle, because I didn't check his wounds. He had a medium wound and he started to bleed and he died. Was not happy. So yeah, take off your weapon. Just grab it, throw it in your bag so it's not on your right hand. Then so when you're taming and it doesn't tame them, first off, when he gets aggressive, you don't hit him. The problem is with horses, large maul, say, you can kill them in nearly 2 shots or something. So like spiders and that, I kill in 2 shots. And mountain lions go in 1, and my fighting skill's only 60 something. So yeah, so there's the tips and tricks for today. I know a lot of people would already know these tips, which is good to know, but there is so much to know in Wurm, and if you just started playing, things like this are definitely helpful. You can get out of a lot of trouble with even just these little tips. I'll probably do some more tips when I think of them. We're going to leave it there, and I'm going to whip this little video up. I know it's not very exciting. I've just been looking down the valley. I actually really like this valley. And we're going to leave it there, and we'll see you later.